Camille Perkins is suing Keith Steele, her nephew, for bail money and the cost of a gun. Her nephew is countersuing his aunt for the value of clothing and emotional distress. Now, this case puts an entirely new spin on the term gun control, as in the plaintiff has a gun and somehow it ends up in the trunk of her out-of-control nephew. Now, in your statement, you claim that your nephew has always been a delinquent and that he's been in trouble since he was in preschool, and he's got a criminal record a mile long. And, of course, you admit that you've been in jail?
Only one time for her
Only
gun.
one time. Now, you say he was arrested for possession of a pistol that he stole from you, but you say the gun was in the trunk and that she put it there.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. I'm glad you're having a good time. Put your hands on your side and stand up straight. Now, let's start. Whose car was it?
The car he was arrested in belonged to my niece. I never had the keys in my possession.
Belonged to your niece?
My niece, his cousin.
Okay. Whose car were you in?
My cousin's.
And what's your cousin's name?
Brandy.
What kind of gun is this?
Smith & Wesson?
How did the Smith & Wesson end up in Brandy's car?
Because Keith loves to ride around like he's just some big gangster with no license, no insurance, in somebody else's car, just joyriding, and gets pulled over.
Let me ask you a question, Camille. When did you get this gun?
I got this gun in about March of 2008.
Okay, and do you have a permit?
Yes, ma'am. I have it with me today.
And can I see the permit? And is it a full carry?
Yes, ma'am. It's unrestricted, and I have the receipt for my pistol.
But do you have a job where you need a gun?
No, ma'am.
All right. Let me ask you this. Now, what do you do?
Right now I work at Walmart.
You work at Walmart. Mm-hmm. You take your gun to work with you?
No, I don't. No, I don't. That's another thing we need to address.
Those sales, you know?
Yeah, those sales.
I got those rollbacks. Get out of my way. All right. Now, you have a gun. You have a full carry. In Alabama, apparently they signed for it even though it's not related to your work. I used to sign pistol permits, so I mean, I know what they are. But my question is, if you think he put the gun in Brandy's car, why is it that he even knew where your gun was?
Exactly. Why should I even be able to access your gun?
It was in my closet, in a case. It wasn't locked, but it was in my closet, in my room. And when I go to work, I close my door to my bedroom.
So you have this weapon, and you have it in your bedroom, and you close the door when you go to work. So does Keith have the right to go into your bedroom?
No.
Okay. How would Keith know where the gun was?
It was at the top of my closet. I have sliding doors in my room. If you sit on the chair that's in my room, if I open my closet, the case is right there. I mean, it's in view.
How does he know the gun is in the room? Did you have a discussion with him about a gun?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So you've discussed with him the fact that you have a gun?
He was with me when I purchased the gun.
He was with you when you purchased the gun. And it's in the closet, so when you open the doors, you could see that there's a gun in the closet.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
So then you admit you knew where the gun was. Be careful, Keith.
No, I'm saying, her room is right there. The door is open. I mean, the gun is on the bed.
Do you deny
in her purse?
Listen to my question. Do you deny that you took the gun?
Yes, I deny that.
Have you ever taken the gun?
No.
When you were stopped by the police, there was a gun in the trunk.
Yes.
Why did the police stop you?
I think it was speeding or something. I'm not really sure.
You're not sure? Did you go to jail?
Yes.
In fact, isn't this case about bail money?
Yes, for her
So you're
gun.
sitting in jail. Did you not have time to reflect on why they stopped you in the first instance?
Yeah, but
Why did they stop you then?
I don't really know. It must have been speeding. I mean, they don't really give you a reason. I mean, I'm in Alabama.
Don't? Did you have a lawyer?
No, I bailed out, which I paid for myself.
But so she's suing you for the bail money and you don't owe her bail money?
No, she's suing me because of when I caught the case in 2008, I wasn't living in Alabama, I was just visiting. So I had to go back to California.
Is that a defense to a crime that you're just visiting, therefore you're absolved of all criminal responsibility?
No, I was visiting though. I couldn't just leave.
Stop talking unless I'm asking you a question. So, you don't know why you were pulled over, but they impounded the car, arrested you. Did you have a license?
No, I didn't. They didn't impound the car.
Why did you not have a license? Was it suspended or you never got one?
Not because of tickets that I got when I was like 13,
Because
14.
you had a license. When you were 13, you were driving and they ticketed you?
No, it was for a curfew. In California, you can't be outside past 10 o'clock at night. I got a ticket on my birthday for leaving the movie theater at midnight.
So they locked you up in Alabama for going to the movies too late?
The ticket stops you from getting your driver's license.
Oh, so because you went to the movies too late, you couldn't go to DMV and get an application, get a driver's license.
You can't get a driver's license till you take care of your juvenile tickets.
Do you think that there is a national database of kids who go to the movies too late that prevents them from getting a license at DMV?
Evidently there is.
Have you ever seen anything like that, Keith?
No, that's news to me.
Okay. Why'd you get arrested?
Because they found the gun in the trunk. They had probable cause to search the car because I didn't have a driver's license.
Ah, that's why. But
Exactly.
why? Did they know when you were driving that you didn't have a driver's license? Did they have like some big video?
Oh, I was in a town. I'm in a
reason.
town called Pleasant Grove. Just imagine how out of character I am in a town called Pleasant Grove.
Are you saying that because of who you are, they stopped you?
I mean, of course. I'm in Pleasant Grove.
Pleasant Grove. Isn't that where you live?
No, ma'am. I live in Birmingham, Alabama. Pleasant Grove is a small town outside of Birmingham.
Exactly.
So they stop you. And they
Yes.
say, do you have a license, Mr. Steele?
Yes, I
to
told
which
them
you
no.
respond.
I said, no, I do not
so
have a
they
driver's
say,
license.
get out of the car.
Yes.
Okay. And then what? Are there any other charges that they charge you with?
They charged me with a little sack of weed that was in the, No, it was in the, it was in the armor.
It's all coming out now.
Once the police found the gun, they take you in.
Yes.
Okay, for the marijuana, no license, and a gun.
Yes.
Do you say that this is my aunt's gun?
Yes. They said call your aunt. If she comes and provides her ID and the receipt for the gun, we will release. They will drop the charge of the gun, and she could come and pick the gun up. But because she was mad at me about other little arguments.
Yes. What happened?
Ask him, did he call me? Did he do what they asked him to do?
Did you call her?
I was only in jail like 10 minutes.
Did you call her?
Thank you.
No.
Why not?
When I went to jail in 2008, I did not call her.
Why not?
Because I was only in jail 10 minutes. Soon as I got out, I went directly.
Keith, you are arrested for gun possession in Pleasant Grove,
yes,
where you yourself suggested is not the place you want to be.
But I
so
had
you don't
the money.
call up. Do not interrupt me one more time. You're out of here. So why wouldn't you call and say, I don't want to be charged with possession of this gun. It's your gun, Aunt Camille. Would you please tell them it's your gun? Why wouldn't you do that?
Because they said when you come to court, bring your auntie with you. If she provides the proper information about the gun.
And did you bring her with you?
She wouldn't come with me.
Ma'am, may I speak,
What
please?
happened, Camille?
I didn't find out that the gun was gone until a month and a half later. Then my niece was like, yeah, I wouldn't bail him out of jail. Only reason why I did it was because he was in my car.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have any evidence for me, Keith?
Nah, she disposed of all my belongings in Alabama.
Oh, no, ma'am.
You're suing her for the value of clothes?
Yes, well, evidently she has them. She told me she threw them away. I didn't know that she had them.
Yeah. So then you withdraw your suit for clothing.
Not for the $100 for the emotional distress.
Ma'am,
Because she calls my phone. She be calling me all the time, leaving voicemail.
Hold on. Now, how was she stressing you out?
She be calling me all the time, leaving me voicemails, telling me what I better pay her and when I better pay her and all that. I mean...
But did she not bail you out of jail?
Yes, but the whole point...
Oh, I thought you were only there for 10 minutes and you had the money in your pocket.
I went to jail on 2 separate occasions. When I first caught the gun charge, I bailed out. But I was only in Alabama on vacation, so I was not going to be there for my court date. So I went back to California. When I went back to Alabama, I went to jail for a warrant from the same case. And then that's when she bailed me out.
If I bail him out for that case with the pistol, why would I set him up for it, then bail him out of jail for the same charge? That's pretty dumb to me, and I'm not that dumb. She bailed me out a second occasion.
Only reason she bailed me out because she knew that I was about to get my income taxes. So I guess she figured that I'm bailing you out, you can give me the money back. I tried to pay her the money back. She said, no, I'm saving up to get a car, so you hold it whenever I get ready to get the car.
So you tried to give her the money back?
Yes.
How about you give her the money back?
I tried. She said, no, I'm saving up to get a car.
How did you try?
I mean, I really wasn't concerned about giving her the money because it's really her fault.
How did you try to get her the money back?
I tried to hand her the money.
And she wouldn't take the money?
She said, you hold it because I'm trying to save up to get a car, and she cannot save money herself.
She'd rather have the money with you?
No, she cannot save money herself.
Oh, really? So you're going to
She
save
knows
it
that.
for her? Well, if you're saving it for her, give it to her now.
I spent it.
All righty then. How much have you paid her so far?
Live 140
on one occasion.
140.
And
that's it.
She's famous for the, let me get $20 till I go to the ATM.
Do you
and
have
you
any
never
proof
see
of
that.
the money that you paid her?
Nah.
Do you have a receipt?
No.
Do you have a check?
I don't write checks.
Let me just make sure I have all the evidence here. Is there a letter from Grandma? Dear Judge Pirro, my grandson Keith is a true link to my deceased son Kevin. For years, I've babied Keith and tried to fill whatever void he may have in his heart. Recently, he's turned into another person. While still living at my home on the night he left Birmingham, he had been driving my vehicle, which he wrecked, and to this day will not fill me in on what happened. Sadly, I am an eyewitness to my daughter Camille bailing Keith out of jail and his promising to repay. I don't like to take sides, but Keith needs to know he's wrong and he needs to pay his auntie in full. So you smashed up your grandmother's vehicle?
No, I knocked the mirror off.
Your grandmother's lying?
But I talked to my grandma. I was with my grandma last night. No, she's not lying.
She says that you wrecked her vehicle.
Yeah, I did. And I talked to her last night. And I talked to her on several different occasions.
I don't care about that.
That's a lie.
And that's something totally
you know what?
different.
Turn your butt around and get out of my courtroom and stop talking when I'm talking. Get out of here.
Ma'am.
You are disrespectful. Let me ask you a question, Camille.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Why didn't you report your gun stolen?
Had I went down there and reported it stolen, felony on that fool. For the simple fact that he had a stolen concealed weapon.
Weren't you concerned that your weapon is missing?
Yes, ma'am.
Someone can use it in a crime. It can get in the wrong hands. It could end up killing someone. The first thing I would do is I would call the police and say, I don't have it. I just want you to know it's out there. Did you know that he had taken it?
Initially, no, I did not. I didn't find out until weeks later that Keith had got my gun taken. I didn't find out. I don't just play with that gun.
Wasn't he arrested?
He was arrested. I did not know. I did not know. My niece went and got him out of jail. I worked full time at that time. My niece went and picked him up. Like he said, he was only in there for about 10, 15 minutes.
So then why are you suing him for the bail money? If your niece got him out of jail.
The failure to appear on that case, I bailed him out of jail.
Ah, there was another arrest.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, you have his clothes. You brought them here?
Yes, ma'am. I'm gladly willing to give him his things back.
We're going to give them to the bailiff. The bailiff will give them to the defendant. So his countersuit for your taking his clothes is dismissed. His countersuit for emotional distress against you is the ultimate. That's dismissed. And as far as you're concerned, you're suing him for bail money and the total cost of the gun.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What did the gun cost?
The gun was $394. Here's the receipt for it right here.
Let's see the receipt. So if the property clerk has this gun right now, why don't you just go get it from the property clerk's office?
He's still going to get charged with a felony. He's stuck because after I have to tell them he took it without my permission, it's stolen.
I disagree. It seems to me that, Camille, if your gun is in the property clerk's office, he's not the guy to sue for the gun as much as I'd like him to pay for it. Your gun is in the property clerk's office. Okay. Go get it. Okay. I don't know what you want to say as to how he got it or didn't get it, but the bottom line is there's a gun sitting there. It's yours. It's yours legally. Go get it. Okay. My verdict for you is for the bail money, $548. So ordered.